Hey guys, Parfax here, and today we're going to be talking about the crafting changes you need to know before next patch. All right, let's get started. All right, today we are talking about crafting. First, I do want to say that I am on the PTR. You can see here we're in Brimstone, so everything is subject to change, but I waited for a little bit, and honestly, I was waiting to get a Scarab, and I finally got one today. But I wanted to bring you guys the changes that are coming to the crafting system. Now, when it comes to the base changes, there's not really any to note. We got the increased experience from the last patch with our, our infused scraps and stuff like that. But we actually have a change to a few different items. One, going to be allowing us to craft our abyss items a lot easier. And then a couple items that are now going to be, well, you probably have some items that aren't going to be useful next patch, or at least you're going to need to craft some new ones. Now, I'm sure you guys probably know what I'm talking about, but we're going to talk about them right now. So we're going to be mainly talking about three different things. First, let's talk about Pickaxe. And by Pickaxe, I mean all of your gathering tools. So your sickle, your knife, your pickaxe, and your logging axe. So you can get now, as you can see here, 5 perks on it. Now, all the perks are essentially exactly the same, except for that top one, and you see life alignment. Whenever you hit a 600 gathering tool, it's going to proc basically a moat gatherer. It's just a node that I will show you here at the end about how much moats it gives. It's going to give 1 per something that you gather, but it doesn't give it to you all the time. But these are going to change the way we have tools, because right now we have 3 perks and now we can get 5. So you're going to want to be spam crafting to get all of your legendaries tools. And honestly, it's a great change because we need more moats in the game. I've seen some people say that this is going to crash the market, and I definitely don't think it will. The amount of moats you get from it is actually pretty small, but if you are doing some specific type of gathering, this can be pretty beneficial. So make sure you get out there and get your pickaxes, your knives, your sickles, and your logging axes. Stock up on material because you're going to want to craft these day one. They're going to go for, I'm sure, a hefty price, especially day one, but everybody's going to want to finally have their legendary tools so they can get all 5 perks on them. So it's really cool. All right, sorry to kind of jump in here. I forgot to go out and actually test out the pickaxe for you, but we'll go out here and smack a couple boulders so you can kind of see exactly how often you actually get the moats. You see here, there we go. We got 1. And I'm just doing boulders because boulders are just the quickest way here to actually get a bunch of them. And you get 1, I would say it's probably like 30 or 40% of the time. So if you're out doing a bunch of like Ori nodes, it's probably not going to really matter that much. But if you're doing something like gathering hyssop, or if you're gathering, a lot of the smaller stuff where you're gathering more in quantity versus, quality, it's actually going to be a nice little change. And it's just going to be something that you get a few moats here and there as you're going. It's not going to be quite game changing, and it's not going to tank the price like I think some people think it will. But it probably should bring the price down of moats just a little bit, but it's definitely not going to tank them significantly like I've seen a few people kind of suggest. But it's just going to be a nice little change of pace to get a couple extra moats. All right, and here's the rest of the video. So next item I want to talk about is actually your bags. We're getting an upgrade to those as well. Now, I don't have any legendaries, but I can show you what the last perk once you hit 600 is. But we're going to be getting, again, up to 5 perks on our bag. We can have 3 currently right now, but it's going to be very important that we get those 5 perk bags because, let's be honest, everybody wants to be able to craft their bags. Now, when it comes to bags, I'm not sure if it's changed on live, but I did notice, we can go down here, and it is still very expensive to craft these. So whenever you're crafting these, I'm pretty sure this is the same as live, but just note that you are going to want to be saving your faction tokens to not only get Grand Runes of Holding, but there's another currency or another item in there that you're probably going to want to have to pick up. But the Grand Runes of Holding are about to go up in price because I'm sure some people are going to be trying for the bags. Now, When it comes to gathering tools or bags, gathering tools are going to be, in my opinion, a lot more valuable. I've actually even seen a 601 gathering tool. You can't upgrade them at any point, but I guess it just got crafted at 601. But whenever you get your last perk on your bag, and I will show you here, and we have perk bucket for 6th. It is lasting consumption, and it is food, honing stones, and ward potions last 17% longer. Now you can see here that you can upgrade the umbral shards on your bag. Now when I do that here on the PTR, let's go ahead and put that on. We go ahead and upgrade it. It says you can't upgrade an item in this slot. So I'm not 100% sure how you get up to 625 bags, but on the PTR, it does say you can get up to 625 bags. But all I know is on the PTR currently, I haven't found a way to actually upgrade these bags at all. Now I tried to do the same thing with my pickaxe. You can see here, we can take my pickaxe off and we can try to upgrade it, but it doesn't upgrade. So it says 625 on the New World database, but I haven't seen it. But like I said, we are going to get something that your food, your honing stones, your ward potions and stuff like that are going to last 17% longer. So that is going to be great. It's not going to be terribly useful because a lot of times you're only using it for specific instances. But if you get it, you're going to be super happy that you have it. So keep that in mind and possibly craft yourself some new bags. Last and certainly not least, probably what you guys have been waiting for, and that is the Scarab system. Now, the Scarabs, if you don't know, are a new currency item or a new, basically just a new item in the game that actually is not that hard to get your hands on. I forget where they're actually at. I think they're down here. Yeah. So we have the golden Scarab. Now, these come out of basically elite chests. I'll show you where I actually got mine. I got mine down here. I got mine actually like right around here in an elite sarcophagus. But from what you can see on the New World database, it does say that it drops from elite ancient chests and those like sarcophaguses and stuff like that. So there are some other, like for instance, Mangled here has a ton of elite chests and elite ancients. So supposedly they drop out of here. But I know when people have been doing the elite runs through this zone, they've actually been getting a decent amount of them. So they're not that rare. Now, when it comes to crafting them, they're essentially work exactly the same way as a timeless shard, but a lot more enhanced. So let's go down here. And when you go into the crafting system, you can see here we have robes and then we have robes golden scarab, and they're going to be underneath your timeless shard trees. We're in strength timeless shards right now. So let's go down here. And let's go to for armor scarabs here. And I don't have my food on right now, but if I had my food on, I'd be 595 out of 600. We can actually go ahead and eat that now. Let's go ahead and eat it so you can actually see. Oh, it's already on my bar here. Let's go ahead and eat it. Let's go back down and we'll do this one. So you can see here, once we pick everything, we're sitting at 595 out of 600 like a normal item. But the one thing that this does, and this is so big for crafting, is we're actually going to be able to not only pick what, you know, piece of gear and get still the 595 out of 600 like normal, but now we're going to be able to do timeless shards and pick 2 different perks. You can see here, we're doing strength, elemental aversion, and arboreal conditioning. Obviously this isn't something you're going to roll, but that's just the stuff I had sitting around. It is going to cost a decent chunk of Azoth, so keep that in mind, but it costs the same amount of resources, at least when it comes to the legendary ones. It is going to cost an extra 15 battle medals and 2 timeless shards plus the golden scarab, but this is going to be the way you want to craft your stuff. It is going to be very important to go out there and do chest runs to get these scarabs, because think about having basically like a chest piece. So a chest piece right now, if you roll like a heavy chest piece, if you want Shirking Fort Resilient, then you can do Shirking Fort Resilient on here. And basically that's like a 30k piece. Now that's not what you're going to want to roll, because when you go to do it, you know, come here again to New World Database and let's do, you know, Orichalcum. Was it breastplate, right? No. Orichalcum. I don't remember what they're called. Oh, plate breastplate. Okay. So if you look here at the Orichalcum plate breastplate, and we go down here to the perk buckets, when we look at, we don't want attributes, we want perks. You can see here the resilient is actually the highest one along with sturdy energy. So when you roll these pieces of gear, you're going to want to leave off resilient. I know that it's probably the most important perk for you to have, but odds are, especially if we're going to the last perk here, if we get a 600 piece of gear, the odds are it's going to have resilient or sturdy energy. Now, some pieces, now this is only weird because the chest piece has sturdy energy on it. Let's go to legs, for instance. So we go here to legs and we look at perks. Then we have resilient is the only one that's even in the double digits. So this is going to make it super easy, or at least a lot easier, to craft your best pieces. This is actually something I've been saying they need to put in the game for a very long time. And this is going to be great for any new and returning players. It's not going to cost you anymore 500,000, a million, 2 million, 4 million coins to get your best in slot piece of gear. The most expensive piece of gear that I've seen is Orichalcum Great Axe. We can go Great Axe. When you look here at the perk pool, we have a Vicious Keen, Refreshing Charge, Crippling Reap, and then we have a bunch of lower ones. The highest item I've ever seen was one that was Attunement, Thwarting Strikes, and Refreshing Move. And now you'll be able to get it. And instead of basically having to hit the lottery, you can basically go down here and just be like, well, we're going to put Thwarting Strikes and we're going to put Attunement, which is pretty much good enough already. And then all we have to do is hit Refreshing Move. Yes, it is a 1.7% chance to drop, and it is super unlikely still to drop. It's more likely going to roll you actually Keen, because you can actually start blocking things. So if you don't know what that means, is if I roll, for instance, Thwarting Strikes, I now actually cancel out Vicious. I cancel out other ones like, no, Keenly Jagged's fine. Those are procs, which a proc one would be also go into the Refreshing Move category, or at least you get it. But I would block out Enchanted, Plague Strikes, Plagued Crits. I would block out Thwarting Counter, Trenchant Strikes, Trenchant Crits. I would block out all of these. So if you guys want to see me do a video on how and what you need to start rolling your gear to have the best chance to actually get your best pieces of gear, I can do that. But just note that it is going to be significantly easier. You will be able to guarantee yourself a usable item every single time you craft. That is absolutely massive for the game. This is great for new players. You're going to get them while doing elite chest runs, while just doing stuff out in the world, and you're going to be able to turn those things into gear for yourself. This is going to be great for those fresh start servers, and it is just such a breath of fresh air for the game. They have been improving the crafting system, making it very good. And with these Scarabs, it is going to make it really easy to actually craft your best pieces of gear, especially your armor. The armor is going to be the place where it is going to be super easy. Now, you're like, Parfax, no, there's no way. Let's do infused leather. No, infused silk pants, is it? Yeah, infused silk pants. So let's say I need here shirking energy, resilient, weapon perk, right? So we're going to go down here to the perk bucket. We're going to go to perks, and we can see here that shirking energy and resilient are the two highest things. So what I would do here is I would roll one of these two, because we're just going to have to roll it. And then I would roll whatever my third perk is. So let's say we want a weapon perk on there. So we'd go down there and we'd run Empowering Leaping Strike. So we'd run Empowering Leaping Strike and probably Resilient, just because that's going to be an actual usable piece if we get it. And then if we hit Legendary, odds are we're actually going to hit Shirking Energy, or at least it has the highest chance of rolling. Now, if you roll Shirking Energy it actually makes it a little bit better because it rolls this category here at the labels. So if you see anything on proc, actually, is there even anything on proc? There might not be anything. There actually isn't anything on proc. So when it comes to armor, you're not going to be able to really block out anything other than a skill. Because when it comes to damage absorption, unless you roll something like that, if you're looking for resilient, shirking energy, and elemental aversion, then you definitely want to do like shirking energy, elemental aversion, because it'll block off all of these damage procs here, these damage absorptions. But it's going to make it 10 times easier to roll your best pieces of gear. And every time you craft a piece of gear, it'll be something that is wearable if you do it correctly, or if you're just trying to get a piece of armor. It is going to be super, super great to actually roll these pieces of gear. I cannot wait to start dabbling with this system. It's going to be absolutely crazy. I would craft a bunch on here, but again, I only have one scarab, and getting these crafting materials, these iron battle metals, and the best thing I have is I have like 7 of the dexterity ones. If you guys are on the PTR and you have a bunch, hit me up. Let me know in the comment section down below, and we can possibly do a little crafting session to test them out. But I don't actually have the mats for it, and I've been trying to get people to give them to me, and I can't, and I've been farming them myself too, but I haven't been able to get a stockpile of them. But this system is pretty crazy. I've went on about it completely long enough, but just know that this is going to be a massive positive change for the crafting system in New World. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, like always, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you've made it this far, let me know in the comment section down below what you're looking forward to the most. Let me know if you're looking forward to, or at least what crafting thing you're looking forward to the most. Are you going to go ahead and craft your BIS pickaxe right off the bat? Or if you're really looking for that Scarab system to finally finish off your BIS set of gear? But let me know in the comment section down below, and pretty soon after the video goes live, I'll probably pick one and go ahead and pin it in the comment section. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.